So I'm here with past master and former district deputy Wayne Budwick down from in Kenosha 47 in Wisconsin. And Wayne, you've been here on the 9 o'clock toast for just about the beginning.
Yes, absolutely. And we're still going strong too.
What keeps pulling you back?
I'm meeting brothers that I've never would have had an opportunity to meet in some cases. I love it when I travel visiting other lodges, but here everybody can meet on the level. We can all talk about topics. I mean, made a list, and it runs about 2 pages long or 3 pages long now of all the different things we've discussed. Some of them personal, some of them lodge, some ritual, some we've had funny hit night.
Monty Python night.
Yeah, I mean, that's the reason I keep coming back is I'm waiting to see what the next surprise is going to bring.
Yeah, it's kind
But
of interesting. I, I've learned a lot on the toast.
yes,
And you said that you've been district deputy, and uh, you made a comment one year. The exact parts are kind of escape me. What was it?
well, I think I said something along the lines of, and this is way back when we first started doing this. I first joined in, is we learned more in a year on the 9 o'clock than I did in the 17 previous years going to lodges. You know, and that's pretty cool. I think that's part of what we're supposed to be. We're both
Right.
supposed to be exchanging ideas. Improving ourselves.
Improving ourselves in masonry. That's right.
That's it. And it's not just masonry; it's our personal lives too.
Mm.
You know, um, I gotta say, I think I've become a little more calm about certain things. I was a in your face kind of guy. Well, now okay, give me a reason for what you're saying and supporting facts instead of just going off going, you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Well, sometimes we get to remind ourselves or even our brothers a little bit about our working tools and how those working tools can be applied.
Right, exactly. I mean, everybody has their own personal way of doing things, their own belief about topics. But I have to say, masonry has made me a little more accepting of actually taking time to sit and listen to what somebody has to say and analyze it and say, okay, it's not quite how I see it, but let me see if I can foster a new idea in your brain. Let's see if we can bend our brains. And I have no problem saying, yeah, I guess I wasn't thinking about it that way. And now you're going to make me go off and think about it for a week or wake up at 2 a.m. and go, I know.
Losing sleep over it,
Yeah.
coming back on the toast at 2 a.m.
Yeah. No, well, yeah, we've been on till 3.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's been times I log on at 9 and I'm gone at 9:02.
Uh-huh.
I just have other things to do, but there's other times when, the conversation is going well and there's things that I'm interested in. There's,
Exactly.
masonry is hundreds of years old, if not 1,000. And there's
We
just,
must be doing something right if it's lasted this long, right?
yeah, it's
Something's right.
it's weird. It seems like the more I learn, the more I become aware of how little I know. It's almost like the older I get, the more experienced I get, the dumber I get.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I don't know if you had the experience, but when I was growing up, I was thinking, my dad is such an old fart and has no clue about the world today. And yeah, I find myself saying that to my grandson almost. I'm like in mid sentence going, no, shut up. No, stop. Explain what's going on.
Mhm. Well, it's kind of interesting. You've re-engaged in masonry in kind of in a big way. You were mostly involved in, two or three lodges down there in the southeastern corner of the
Yep.
state, and now you're kind of all over the place. You got back into Scottish Rite after you had a bit of a
Yeah. I was
rehiatus.
off for a few years. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Then
took a
you,
little hiatus. It was not the time to do it. I had other things that were in the forefront of my life, and once that was taken care of, you know,
time to come back. Well,
time to come in. Yeah.
you came up with, or you came back with a bang. You almost immediately, right? Didn't you get asked to go into the chapter of Rose Croix line at Scottish Rite?
Yes, I did. Once I came back, I did one in the general officers um, 1 year, and on the next year I was junior for Rose Croix, and it, once again there's another learning experience because we have our degrees that we normally do through uh, Masonry, the 3 degrees. These are in each one of the lines of the 4 lines of Scottish Rite. There are the other degrees, the other 29 degrees. Okay, I'll get it right. Yeah, 29 degrees are broken down between each one of the other lines. And I kind of, when I came back, I was looking at, okay, where am I going to fit? And it seemed like Rose Croix looked interesting to me the most, and that I was talked to, and I was like, "Ooh, that's amazing! Sure, why not? Let's give it a throw."
Okay. Well, that's interesting. Obviously you were, well, maybe not obvious to people watching this, but obvious to you and I, you were uh, you were most wise the year before now, and now I'm most wise,
Yep.
which I still have a
And
tough time.
you're doing a fine job.
I appreciate that. It still kind of blows my mind a little bit, that whole title, most wise.
Yeah.
I said to Colleen when I was asked to come into the chapter of Rose Croix, I I said to her, Colleen, the pretty soon you'll be able to call me most wise because that'll be my title. And
Yeah.
she
Huh?
said, no fat chance.
Well,
Like,
yeah, I almost did the same thing to Lori, and she added another word on
okay, I get
instead
it.
of most wise
Wise,
master. It was a
most wise
little
guy,
different.
right? Most wise
Yeah,
guy.
most wise guy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. Uh,
Oh, and I have been in many times that particular part of the anatomy, but
hmm.
yeah, no, it's been I've been having a great time. I mean, and now uh have come back, and well, I'm going to be in 2 different degrees coming up for the next reunion. So,
Mhm.
gotta
Well, I'm pretty sure that you're going to be in the Feast of the Paschal Lamb. And are you in the 18th?
hope so. Uh, 15th. No, it's 18. Yeah, 18. Sorry, I had
You're
to
in the
think about that.
18th?
Yeah,
And
18.
then,
Yep.
and so those are the two?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
I've been in the Pascal Lamb one for the last couple of years, and a different job every time,
Hmm.
different position, different ritual to learn, kind of a thing. So yeah, I look forward to that because it's true. For those that don't know that might be listening, the Feast of the Paschal Lamb is in remembrance of brothers that have passed. Uh, it's a beautiful ceremony. It's open to the public. The family comes. I mean, we had tables set up around where we were performing that last year. And there were a lot of family that was there, and I heard great comments afterward that people were like, "Wow, we didn't know that was done that way," kind of a thing. So
Yeah.
good job.
First time I ever saw it, I was really struck with a little bit of emotion because I was
Mhm.
impressed by how we were recognizing our brethren who'd passed away the previous year. And it was interesting. There were some brethren who were members of my lodge that I didn't even know were members of Scottish Rite, but because of age or because of time requirements, they couldn't be active in both, so they made their choices.
Right,
It's
right,
kind of
and,
neat.
and yeah, and for me, that last year, I'm going to say, uh, my best friend all the way back from grade school passed that Same thing last year.
Mm.
So it meant a little more.
Yeah. Well, it's it's interesting. We have when we've been involved in masonry for so long, we people who we look up to, all of a sudden now they're starting to, pass away or peel off, and
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
kind of tough. We just lost Al Eiding, not only a member of my lodge, but also a very active member of Scottish Rite at one time. The illustrious Al Eiding, 33rd degree was his title. But he was an impressive guy,
Oh yeah.
have, having authored a book, Forward Freemasonry, the 2 volume set. He put a lot of time into that. He was actually more of a facilitator in that. So he pulled it together, and there was a committee, and they took notes, and they went off and they all did little research projects, and they so he compiled it, and it was just impressive. Just an impressive guy.
Hmm. Hmm.
One of my
Yeah, yeah. I've had many chances and opportunities to talk with him, or visit at different dinners, and just an all around nice guy. Period.
Mhm.
He always gave you time.
Yeah. One of the things that I'll never forget is we're at a crawfish boil, and here we are, we're on the eve of the crawfish boil right now, and Al Eiding had come in a suit and a white shirt and a tie. I'm like,
The
oh,
crawfish. Oh my.
the crawfish boil, and he looked around and he's like, "Ooh, I didn't get the memo," because the rest of us are all dressed like this, right? And but he had fun with it. He had, giggled. He's like, yeah, this he took his tie off, and he's
Sure.
like, yeah, this shirt is, I'm never gonna get this out of this shirt, but I'm just gonna have fun tonight, because I mean everything goes everywhere. It's
Yeah.
splashing,
Yeah. Well, yeah. You're over there tearing them apart, and it's just running down your arm sometimes. Yeah, I know. But
gooey sausage, and
hmm
really looking forward to tomorrow.
yep, it should be fun. Uh, I mean, the numbers have doubled each year, haven't they, for the last couple of years? Something like
Well,
they're
they
pretty
they
close.
haven't doubled. It did start out at kind of smaller when I was the master over at actually I think I started it before I was the master at Palmer. Um, and I think we ended up getting like 40 people back then, and it's grown to 50, and then it's been 60 for a couple of years. And this year I'm the master there, and it's kind of I'm excited, and I guess that kind of maybe it shows, So people have been reaching out to me and asking to come, and we're probably going to be up to 90 people. I mean,
Wow.
we've got
Yeah.
80, I think we've got 88, 89 people on the RSVP list, but there's always a couple people who show up that, weren't on the RSVP list, and we always try and accommodate them.
Sure. Sure. And that's I'll call it a family gathering type meal, especially when they come out with the pots and just kind of you get the newspapers out there and just pour it out down
Well,
all the tables.
yeah,
Everybody's got their little rake to pull out the piece they
yeah.
want.
And
But
nobody goes home
no,
home, and if they
no,
do,
not
it's
at
their own
all.
fault.
Yeah. And what I sometimes I think people when they talk about stuff like this has grown, it's the work grows right along with it. It becomes tougher every year to make sure you can get stuff at a reasonable price, to pull it all together, to get the people, make sure the kitchen's up and functioning.
hmm and it'd be
Oh,
nice to do something a little different every single year. So
yeah.
we're always looking at it and saying, okay, what else can we do this year? Whether it's a wall hanging or whether it's, the music we've added, and it's just getting layered in. It's not
Yeah.
even it's not like we do one thing and then the next. So we still got like wall hangings perhaps, and we'll bring those, and then the next year we did crawfish boil pin with the square and compasses.
I was just going to say you did the pin that one year. Yep. That was pretty, I liked that. That was cool.
Yeah.
That took a whole bunch of effort to put that together too. I remember you showing images of it as you were working on it during the year
Hmm.
while we were meeting here. So I said, that's what's this fun about the 9 o'clock is you get to see people's ideas develop over time even. So
Yeah.
uh,
I don't know that we would have even come up with that design had we not had the 9 o'clock toast. We had another brother that was actually the final one was a variation of a design that Matt Conrad actually from Andrew at the podcast.
okay,
Uh,
okay,
and he had come up with this design, and then I submitted it to the manufacturer, and they said, well, we got to make some changes, and it's got to be a little bit bigger because otherwise you're going to lose detail.
okay.
And so it's a little bit big, but
Yeah.
it is one of my favorite pins.
We'll just pretend it's like one of the Irish brooches for holding your tartan in place, your over your shoulder,
Yeah. Well,
along with all the other pins that go on the lapel.
I do use it like a brooch, I mean, I have a like an old cowboy hat kind of thing. I put it
Uh-huh.
up in the middle as though like a big old star. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, cool. Good.
So, what other activities have you gotten involved in that you
Oh,
maybe wouldn't have gotten involved in had it not been for the 9 o'clock toast?
well, one of the things I started at Kenosha Lodge 47 was go doing blood drives. Uh, I forgot who it was that was on here and saying that uh, he had had surgery. I'm trying to think who that was. Had surgery and how much blood they had to give him while they were doing it. And it was like, geez, then one of the other lodges right after that had done a blood drive, which I went to and made a donation on it. And that was farther out on the northern end of the district. I said, we need to do something like that down here. So I called two different Red Cross in Varsity and said, hey, we want to do this. We want to donate our building for the day so you can have a place to draw blood and that kind of stuff. And it turned out to be a nice thing. I mean, we were one of the uh, donation leaders in southeastern Wisconsin for Red Cross at each one of the events. And each event got better. The more we learned from it, the more we advertised it, the better it got. And we slipped away from that a little bit, but now the brothers are talking about it again. So I'm hitting my contacts and saying, okay, let's get this cranked up and started again every other month. And we were
Nice.
doing it like odd numbered months.
Hmm.
So
We
that's one of the things just the idea of sitting here going, yeah, I can contribute that way. Why not? Sure. And the lodges bought into it. He said, okay, we'll give the building out to them to use for today. So,
blood drives and pins, and God,
well,
we've done. I
and,
think that I've probably done more travel from inspired by the 9 o'clock toast and brothers who pop in here than probably any other
and
opportunity.
like I said, we are doing, not just did, but are doing more and more education. It seems like pops up in discussion of open ideas, you
Mhm.
know, just I just one of the brothers was on here talking about that he had just watched a documentary of the revolution. I didn't even know it was out there. I'm a history kind of guy,
Mhm.
and I just finished the series today. I was just sitting down going, all right, I'm going to watch one more. Yeah, I'll watch one more. I'm going to watch one more.
Mm.
So I finished that one today. Well, if I see Miguel, I got to tell him, yep, I finished the series.
That's pretty cool.
It's more education, and it was a different slant. They took a little different look at the revolution and how it was influenced
Hmm.
outside of the continental United States. So it was pretty cool.
That is.
Uh, there's been so many things. It's hard unless I go back and open the list. I mean, yourself, we've had some real discussions about a brother's personal issues, support from, yeah, well, I had a similar condition and maybe if you go talk to this doctor in
Right.
Wisconsin, that kind of thing.
Yep.
So it's not just the education. I mean, we're here to support each other.
Well,
We
we had a
really,
brother on here just this week where he was having a tough time, breathing or catching a full breath. And we were relentless. We just really gave him a hard time about not going in to the doctor like his wife's been bugging him to do.
yeah.
And finally he did. And it turns out he had pneumonia. So, I mean, I'm glad he found out. I'm glad he went into the doctor. But that's nothing to play around with. And when you have the support of brothers like on here to tell you, hey, get with the program, get some
Yeah.
stuff done, brother.
Yeah.
Um, it's it reminds us to take care of ourselves, even if we don't sometimes or always listen to our wives, which if we're
Well,
better off to not.
sometimes you listen to a brother's wife a little more. We're all part of the family. We trust each other. We know what family lives are, and that's what one thing that happened to me.
Mhm.
Uh, I was just not feeling good and dizzy, and a couple of brothers and I would go to the same church, and we went there, and the wives were with, and we went out to breakfast. And at breakfast, I'm like, I really don't feel good. And two of the wives at the breakfast were both nurses, and they both started riding me about getting in. Go to the walk-in. This doesn't. They're asking what symptoms you have, whatever. You got to go to the walk-in. And I probably would if I hadn't really honestly listened to them. I probably wouldn't have done it. And when I went to the walk-in and explained my things to the gal at the desk, he said, hold on, let me get a doctor. Took me in there. Doctor ran his strip, come back. He says, oh, congratulations. You're an AFib. You're not leaving this hospital. Give me your car keys. Get in that wheelchair. Take them to the emergency room. Get them wired up. I'll be right there.
Wow.
And that's
Wow.
because I listened to a brother's wife who was a nurse,
Hmm.
had more medical knowledge than I did, and went, well, maybe she's right.
Well,
I said that quietly, didn't I?
she, she's part of the Masonic family, so
Exactly.
he was looking out
Exactly.
for you. It's
So I was very thankful that they did. I mean, I could have passed out behind the wheel of my vehicle and slammed into somebody, killed somebody else, not only myself. It was like, yeah, okay, I guess once again, that takes back to the masonry in general has changed me from rough and tough and don't take no from anybody. I'm doing it my way, and if you don't like it, get out of my way. I
a
modified that.
big old puppy.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Well, can I be your lap dog? I'll come over and sit on your lap. You may not appreciate it, but
yeah, yeah. We'll leave
you'll
that out.
pass. You'll pass on that part. Okay.
So if I were to ask you, kind of in closing, if there was one thing that one way that Masonry has affected your life, what would you say?
Oh, um, there's a multitude of them, but one of the things that I've said is through masonry and traveling and whatnot, and going to different lodges in the state, next door in Illinois, and all over the country that I've gone to. I have been able to meet men that have the same background, same ideas, personal goals, and be like instantly like we've been brothers or known each other for 50 years. Like
Like
we've
it's
gone
a
to
safe,
school together.
like a safe
Yeah,
place.
safe place. Uh, you know, uh, and I said that with my wife. I says, we something happens and we're in a different state or we're doing something. Find a lodge. Go tell them,
Hmm.
and I'm sure they'll be right there. I mean, I've helped out a brother who his mother is here in a nursing home, and she had a problem with her chair to help her get up and her wheelchair, her ride driving wheelchair. He lives in Washington D.C. He bought the stuff, had it shipped in. Me and another brother from the lodge went over and fixed her wheelchair and replaced her high lift chair for her.
Hmm.
You know, uh, it was, why wouldn't I? He's a
Yeah,
brother. I will do whatever.
that's great.
So,
And by the way, I am impressed that you have that you're almost you're like this close to finishing up your Scottish Rite passport. That's a
one
lot
more.
of degrees to have seen. And we're gonna, as one of the execs this year in the chapter of Rose Croix, I'm gonna do my best to make sure that we get that
Well,
seventh
thank you.
for you.
Thank you.
So
Yep.
so thanks for
One more accomplishment.
absolutely. Well, you are certainly an accomplished Mason in many ways. So
Thank you.
uh,
Thank you. You are also, brother.
thank you. Thanks much. Okay, well, very good. We'll wrap it up there. Thanks a lot.
All right. Have a good evening, everybody.
You too.